Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we're going to be talking about a new vehicle in the group that Christian bought. Yes, he's bought another one. Next to me is my Z, which already is a pretty good budget drift car, but is this car better and cheaper and more fun to slide? Let's find out. This is Christian's brand new NA Miata. Now, he's had it for a while, but it's new to you guys, and I figured we'd do a nicer, different style video this week to go over it. Let's get Christian in here. Christian, how's it going?
What's going on?
So this is your new Miata. You traded it for
the 8.6 that you guys saw. And I know a lot of people are probably going to think that that's, stupid, and that's fine. But something that you guys are going to hate to hear, Miatas and 8.6s are the same car. They feel the exact same. It's the same car.
So this is basically his new mini project that he kind of built up in literally about a week and a half. He bought the vehicle, put the kit on it, got wheels for it, and it's now got a new soft top, which was new as of today pretty much. But we're gonna get some different angles here. We'll go over the full vehicle, what's the plans with it, why it's gonna be probably the best cheap seat time car ever. That's all I gotta say. Let's change this view up. All right, so here's a better angle of this beautiful car. Next to me is Christian. Christian, what is this? What year?
This is a 94 M Edition, 1.8 liter.
And if you have never seen one of these, I'm sure everyone has. It's a Mazda Miata. This thing, you said it sat in the field for how long?
I think somewhere between 5 and 10 years it sat.
And then the previous owner bought it or just had it there?
He had it, and his intention was to restore it, to bring it back to complete stock and clean. And he started doing that, kind of touched up the motor a little bit, never finished it, and hit me up on Facebook, and I took it.
Did you trade? You gave him the 8.6 and the SR, I'm assuming?
No, I sold the SR a long time ago. I gave him the 8.6, sold him some of the 20 valve stuff that I had separate, so I got some money on my end, but I sold him just my rolling shell for this running, driving Miata.
Ah, okay. So that makes a little bit more sense for people who are kind of wondering what happened to the 8.6. It is no longer with us. Ethan still has his 8.6, and hopefully that will be back soon, but Christian's beautiful SR 8.6 is gone. But yeah, so this is, like you said, 1.8 base, or M Edition, but it's Miata. You get all the bells and whistles of a Miata. It's actually fairly clean. It does have wear and tear here and there, different body panels, but the motor is solid. From what I know, they resealed, I think, the entire motor, correct?
Yeah, the whole motor was redone. Piston rings, everything, connecting rods. The paint is really the only thing that's just really messed up on this car. It's just super, there's no paint left. So interior is halfway decent. There's still some stuff I'm touching up, but it's a project, like all of our cars.
I think in time it's going to be an amazing car visually. I mean, it already is kind of getting there. It's already definitely like missile. Like, you've achieved that style with it easily, and I think it actually fits it very well, especially with the K1s, even though they're not P1s. I'm not going to dog on you for that. I think the K1s look good.
Same factories, whatever. Get over
it. But yeah, it's a good looking car. Your plan is to just do seat time, right? Just turn laps in the thing and drift?
Yeah, that's why I don't really care about the visuals as much. I think it looks pretty cool the way it's at. Like, I know it's kind of clapped out, whatever, but I think it looks pretty cool, and pretty much visually where it's at, I'm pretty satisfied. But it's just seat time. It's reliable, it's easy, it's fun, and it's cheap. So kind of exactly what I was looking for.
And I think eventually down the line, you'll probably paint. I don't know if you'll paint it, you might wrap it, but you'll do something probably to get that all in color. But for now, seat time is definitely the main goal, and I think it's going to achieve that very well. I think just for turning laps, Miatas are a really good option people kind of forget about because they think of them as underpowered. But honestly, if you guys want to know a genuine fact, underpowered drifting is probably, in my opinion, one of the better ways you get in drifting. You learn a lot more about technique and your footwork and how to actually huck a car into a corner without relying just on giving it power and clutch kicking. So I think it's going to be a great car. Let's bring the camera in a little bit closer. We'll get some closer depth shots of it and talk a little bit more just about some of the personality of the car. All right, guys, so there you have it. There's I don't know the actual motor code, but it's the 1.8 liter. It's a 4-cylinder NA, revs to what, 7? About 7. They make what? How much?
I don't know, the 1.8, like 100 something horsepower. I really don't know the exact spec on that, but it's slow. It's slow, but
it's linear. It's a good power band to learn in. I think you can do most corners in second. If you're really hucking it in, maybe third and drop down kind of thing. But overall, you guys can see it's a pretty clean bay here. The motor's retarded clean. Like, honestly, it's retarded clean. I think you had a trans leak, right?
So I'm thinking that my rear main seal is actually what's leaking. I've kind of been chasing a leak since I got the car. just dumping oil somewhere near the back, and we replaced the cam sensor seal already because those are notorious for going bad on these Miatas, but I'm pretty confident it's rear main, which, you know, I just put some oil in it when I need to. I'll get that fixed eventually, but I don't know.
It's not a bad leak either, to be fair.
It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad, but it's okay. It's honestly cheaper to just buy a couple quarts of oil every now and then, put it in. I'll actually properly get rid of all the leaks soon. That's my next step for it. It had a coolant leak. Turns out it was just a loose hose, so it doesn't really get any easier than that. So.
That was actually quite funny. We discovered the fucking C-clamp wasn't
it just
properly
wasn't
there. Yeah. So that was not a bad fix. But since you got the car, let's go over what you've done. You got the KBD, what style?
So this is just the KBD Deuce style kit. It's based off of the Deuce kit, but it's KBD. Everybody knows this kit. It's the same kit that everybody does on the Miatas, which is fine. Just style it up, I guess. Don't paint it pink. Everybody wants to paint it pink. And don't put the Jeep headlights in it.
Yeah, the LEDs are awful. We gotta make sure this is like anti-LEDs or some shit. That's
the thing. The Miata community is still exactly, you know, what it has been. Just pink NAs with Jeep headlights, and that's not what I'm doing with it. So don't expect that, and don't be upset about it.
That's fair.
This isn't TikTok.
It's not a TikTok. Not a TikTok car. You did get the Godspeeds on there. Very budget friendly.
Yeah, I was thinking about going with the BCs. I had a couple options. Godspeeds were middle of the line. It's better than the super cheap eBay coilovers, but I guess I just didn't want to dish out $1,000 yet, which I don't know, maybe it'll come back to bite me, but I actually like the Godspeeds. They feel good. They ride pretty low. I'm not super satisfied with the ride height in the rear, but as far as stiffness goes, they're super stiff, and I like that.
Stiff is always good. I want a little bit of dampening, but stiff is pretty good. Yeah, the rear is a bit weird, but like overall, the car is actually very level. It's just strange that the front tucks, the rear doesn't. It could be tire, honestly, but I don't think it is.
I'm not sure. I'll figure it out. It'll get figured out. I'm also on all poly bushings, so all the bushings are poly. That also helps. This car is super stiff.
Very bouncy.
I like it.
It's good.
It's fun. If it was my daily, I'd probably hate it. It's not my daily, so
it's comfy.
I'm fine with it.
And then inside, I'm gonna move over here. Tan insides, nothing super crazy, but got the wheel in there, quick release, and the Thrash Racing metal shift knob, weighted. It's very heavy actually. When you first showed us that thing blew my mind with the weight. Overall though, it is all here. The only downside I think would probably be the door cards.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else is really that bad besides the bundle of wires, but you just need the column thing.
Interiors, mostly all there. I get new door panels as time goes on, but otherwise, I mean, everything works. The windows are pretty slow, the speedometer doesn't work, but that's just because of a speed sensor. There's some quirks like every Miata, but I'll just be working on it over time and I'll get it fixed.
Absolutely.
It'll be cool. It's all pretty cheap stuff, so I'm not really complaining too much there.
Not at all. And I think that's one thing that's good about the NAs is parts and just everything have stayed relatively budget friendly for people who want to get into them.
If you want a car that is just stupid easy to find parts for, this is the car.
Yeah.
Everything is everywhere and it's so cheap. Whether it be Facebook or Google, you can find anything. And I mean, down to the last bolt, you can find anything for these cars. It is so easy to find parts for.
It's done. I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. Well, Christian, I think let's wrap this up. I really appreciate you bringing it by and showing everyone. I know we've seen this car for a while, and you got it pretty much done. I say done as in like you got it drift ready within like a few days.
Yeah, exactly. Literally within the first week, I was already on coilovers with the body kit. Next week, I got the wheels, and then some interior mods. Now I'm just and I just replaced the soft top, but now I'm just working on a few small things to have it be able to pass tech, like I need a battery hold down and get rid of it pissing oil. So that'll come, and then you'll probably see me on the track with the guys.
Hopefully, the next event is in about a month, so I'm thinking
I should be ready.
Should be ready by then. Timeline wise, it shouldn't take too long to get this thing up and ready. But in conclusion, what do you guys say?
In conclusion, I'm really excited. I'm excited to get on the track with these guys. Hopefully you'll see it soon. It's about ready to pass tech, so just a couple final touches. And honestly, Miatas, they're up in price more. I'll say for 10 grand, don't pick one up. If you can get a good deal, like a neighbor has one, or you find one that has some stuff wrong with it, you can still get a good deal between like 2 to 5 grand. I recommend it. Pick one up. They're reliable. They're not fast, but they're just easy to drive, and they're really good seat time cars. So I would honestly just recommend picking one up as a really cheap beginner car. It's definitely a good time.
I totally agree with all that. I think the only thing I gotta add is, yeah, don't buy one for anything over $5,000. And if you have bought one over for $5,000, it better be a goddamn 5-mile, all stock, clean ass car. And even then, I still don't think it's worth it. These are great cars if you really want to get into drifting, but you don't have the money to go up class and power, in my opinion, to like a Z or a G or something along those lines. Miatas are still a great answer. They always have been, and I think people kind of just have started to forget that they are still good drift cars and not TikTok build cars that a lot of people are using them for nowadays.
Sure.
Is that fair? All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week. I think we're going to do an overview of the Z currently and where we're going with it. Christian, thank you. Always, man.
Of course. Maybe I'll be in it. We'll see.
Probably will. We don't know.
Comment. Do you want me in it? If you don't, I'm not offended.
We don't really give a here. We just kind of do shit.
Yeah.
You heard the man. Should we shake hands again? Let's shake hands again. There you go. Look at that. Justus Driver YouTube channel.
Justus Driver YouTube channel, guys.